Now, we've been hearing a little while some whispers that Amazon may be looking at getting a Blade Runner sequel series going that would take place like 50 years after the events of Blade Runner 2049 and would be considered a direct sequel to those events. And we even heard whispers that Ridley Scott himself might be the executive producer on it. Well, it's now official. Blade Runner is officially coming to Amazon. It's been ordered to series directly from Amazon. Again, it is being considered a direct sequel to Blade Runner 2049. I don't think that means Ryan Gosling's going to be in it or anything like that. It is going to be overseen by Ridley Scott, and it is coming. This comes from the folks over at Variety. They wrote this: Amazon has formally ordered a Blade Runner sequel series, Variety has learned. The live-action project titled Blade Runner 2099 was first announced as being in development at the streamer back in February, while Ridley Scott first revealed the show was in the works back in November of 2021. Silka Luisa will serve as the showrunner and executive producer, with Ridley Scott also serving as executive producer under his Scott Free Productions banner. Now, this is interesting on a couple of levels. One, because who asked for another Blade Runner? I mean, Blade Runner 2049 came out, and it's great. Ain't nobody went to go see it. Like, nobody went to go see it. And the movie is really quite good. I don't even like the original Blade Runner, but I love Blade Runner 2049. I think most people really enjoyed Blade. I mean, the cinematography. Deakins did that one, right? Didn't Roger Deakins?
Yeah. 2049 he did.
Did 2049.
Jordan Cronenweth shot the first one.
Oh my God, the visuals in that are so gorgeous and beautiful. And it's a wonderful movie, but ain't nobody went to go see it, which was unfortunate. So I find it an interesting choice that they would pick that to develop into this big series. I mean, you look at House of the Dragon is coming off this worldwide phenomenon, Game of Thrones. Rings of Power, the worldwide phenomenon of Lord of the Rings. Even Avatar, The Last Airbender is coming off this globally beloved property. I find it interesting that they're doing this, and they're probably going to be dumping a lot of money into it. I mean, Rob, you hear about this. Blade Runner 2099, Ridley Scott's at the helm. What do you think about it?
Look, I think Blade Runner is a niche cult kind of a story. I don't think it's a franchise. That said, I really like Blade Runner 2049. And the central idea of it, replicants are essentially manufactured human beings. And the whole idea of Blade Runner is exploring the idea of, can a manufactured human being have a soul? And in Blade Runner 2049, they were dealing with the reproductive abilities. I mean, Jared Leto's character, Wallace, wanted to create replicants that could procreate with one another. So then the question is, if you have created a society of artificial people and they can then reproduce, do they have souls? I think it's very interesting. I think they can make a really interesting show out of it. If it's a limited series, I don't know how you take an episode or a show that is essentially about cops going after this class of people, because Blade Runners, their whole job is to hunt down and kill replicants to retire them. How do you make that into a series? I don't know.
And the world's got to change a lot over the 50 years from 2049 to 2099.
I would assume then that replicants, I mean, unless they take the place of, say, mutants, Homo superior, like you've got Homo sapiens in the X-Men franchise, and then Homo superior mutants were going to replace them. Maybe that's where we're at. Maybe we're at a point where this new species, call it what you want, and the environmental collapse that was seen in Blade Runner 2049, we're now on the edge of the end of humanity, and maybe replicants are going to take over entirely. What does that mean? I don't know, but it could be interesting.
I think it's a little bit like Terminator, almost in a way.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
a Matrix scenario.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And wouldn't it be better if you were an artificial human being and you were stronger and better and more intellectually capable? I don't know.
And look like Ana de Armas. Anyway, Amy,
she was a hologram.
What do you think about this? About them, doing a full-blown Blade Runner 29? Do you think this is going to catch a lot of people's attention?
I mean, all I know for sure is Amazon's ready to throw some more money at some more stuff.
Yes.
I'm not a huge Blade Runner person, but with what we've seen with things like Rings of Power, clearly they're ready to throw their budget at set design, and I'm sure this will look stunning. Is that going to pay off? I'm not sure. I don't feel like that's something I hear like a lot of my friends being like, oh, I love Blade Runner. Oh, I want more Blade Runner. But if it's fantastic, if it catches on and everybody's just going, it's really good, and it might pay off.
There could be an argument to be made here that the world of Blade Runner may actually play out better in a series.
Yeah.
Could be.
Maybe of what you and it is such a shame because the Blade Runner 2049, the second film, it was so good. And it made less than $260 million. Not $260 million opening weekend, not $260 million domestically. I mean, total worldwide, it made under $260
And it cost like $175 million, which I never understood. Blade Runner, it was never successful. It's basically a cult movie. And to me, this franchise, as much as I love both the original and the sequel, it's a franchise that Hollywood loves because it's such a beautiful example of movie making, and people love this movie. But as a business decision,
well, they blew the marketing too. Like the marketing on this wasn't as bad as Live, Die, Repeat, All You Need Is Kill, Legends of Tomorrow, Part 5, Episode Due. Like it wasn't quite as bad as that, but they totally botched the marketing on this thing too. Because I remember we talked a lot about when this movie came out. It was like all the trailers came out. Never once did they give any idea what this movie was about at all. It's like asking a customer in Best Buy, buy that blank white box. What's in it? Don't worry about it. Just buy the box and open it up when you get home. And I felt like that's what
Oh my God, I would though.
I
I gotta know.
But John, it's interesting because this is a franchise that people within the industry, when people talk about, well, the people in Hollywood are disconnected from, Joe Popcorn. I think in the case of Blade Runner, they are. As much as I love Blade Runner, and I hate to say this is such a niche movie that has never caught on. It's not like something like Terminator, which was good. It was successful, but on cable, the reputation of Terminator became huge. Everybody had seen it. So when they made Terminator 2, first $100 million movie, monster hit, there was a reason they put the money into it, and it paid off. Blade Runner has never been a movie that was beloved by the masses, ever.
And so I guess the question will become, can Amazon market? Because listen, whatever you think of Rings of Power, love it, don't love it, whatever. Amazon marketed the hell out of that movie and marketed it right. And if they can get Ridley Scott to put together a really good show, Amazon will not botch the marketing on it. They will get fully behind it on the marketing thing. And maybe this thing can work where 2049 did.
I'm just curious what the story is going to be, because to come up with a story that can sustain a series in the Blade Runner universe is rough.
They got a God of War series too, right? They're working on.
Is that Amazon doing the God of War?
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm
Amazon
really excited about that.
They're about to come out with some properties here.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one too. All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Are you excited or surprised that they're making a Blade Runner 2099 series on Amazon, despite the fact that the franchise has never really taken off or been that big? Maybe this is the thing that does it. Are you excited about it? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. Hey guys, we want to thank one of the sponsors of today's video, BetterHelp. Let me ask you something. How well would you take care of your car if you knew that was going to be the only car you ever had for your entire life? Well, that's how our brains and our minds work. So why don't we treat them the same way? Because how we take care of our minds will affect how we experience life. So it's important to invest time and care into keeping it healthy. Now, there are plenty of ways to support a healthy brain, like learning a new language or taking power naps, but there's also BetterHelp online therapy. Now, I've talked about this before, but I've never understood this stigma attached to people wanting to seek out ways to improve their mental health. When somebody decides to go to the gym to improve their physical health, we think that's great. Well, that's the same way we need to look at taking care of our mental health as well. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat-only therapy sessions. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you're not comfortable with that. And it's much more affordable than in-person therapy. So guys, listen, right now, the John Campea Show viewers and listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Campea.